Hello YouTube, I'm here again. Well, I'm still here from the last video. I'm going to show you another knife and sheath that I made. I made this one years ago. I didn't make the blade, I bought the blade. If you've got skills, if you've got tools, a lot of companies you can just buy the blade and make your own knife out of it. So I tend to do that a lot. I do want to go into blade making, but I'm doing research at the moment. But yeah, here's the sheath. It is leather, Buccaneer custom leather, that's my stamp. But I did have a Facebook page up and running, but people started ordering things and I'm so busy. I do tattooing all day. I've got a tattoo shop, Dermographica Tattoo Studio in Leominster. I'm working my nuts off. I don't have a lot of time to do custom orders for people, but I do like making things. But yeah, I made this 7 or 8 years ago probably. Nice leather sheath, bit of a dangler. All my sheaths, I think every sheath should have a fire steel and a sharpening stone. You can go out and buy a £300 super steel knife and it'll stay sharp, but they can be brittle and you're going to pay £300 or more. Whereas I'd rather have a nice reliable carbon steel knife that isn't going to break, isn't super hard, isn't 61 Rockwell. I want 57, 58, something that's tough. And if it goes blunt, never mind, give it a tickle. Give the edge a tickle. Have the knife. These are Falkneven DC3. They're about, I don't know, what are they? £16. Have it on you always. It doesn't matter if your knife goes blunt. You've got a sharpening stone with you. Buy the knife, buy the sharpening stone, keep it in the sheath. Job's a good one. You don't need a super steel. Though I do sort of crave super steel knives. I do look at them and think, oh, I'd love one of those, but out in the field, I just want it to work. So yeah, I made a nice leather sheath with a holder for a sharpening stone. Good retention. Fire steel. Held on with a bit of elastic shock cord like I always do. Yeah, and the knife is a Condor Bushlore blade. Bought it online, cheap as chips. Basic carbon steel. Got some micarta handles, some scales, and made my own with like loveless bolts and things. Look at the rust on that. This has been hiding in a bag for about a year now. I lost it for a while. I just found it this morning, so I thought I'd come out and give it a go. I've got a fair few knives, so yeah. It had a shiny blade. I put mustard on it and a few times, so give it a bit of patina to stop the rust so much. And look, the spine's rusted a little bit at the back there at the handle, but there's no real rust on the blade, so that works. Yeah, Condor Bushlore, the famous. It's a good knife. I've got a bad arm. I've got really bad tennis elbow at the moment. Never played tennis in my life, typical. But yeah, that's my blade for today. Good slicey blade. Everybody's had one. Well, not everybody, but good slicey. That's a nice bit of spalting in there. Good slicey blades. Ooh, good carvers. shouldn't be doing this with my arm. Things I do for you. But yeah. Nice little cheap bushcraft knife. Just thought I'd show you, really. Yeah, it's not too bad. There she is. Just long enough. I don't like too short a blade. This is about 4.5 inches or something. There's something like that. I'm going to use it to make a cup of tea, I think, in my twig stove. So I'll probably film a bit of that for you. But yeah, designed my own handles, scales, and sanded them and fixed them on. And yeah, you don't need to spend a fortune. It'll do the job. Right, let's make some feather sticks. Get some twigs going, make myself a cup of tea. Or coffee, depends what I've got. Lixada stove. Lixada, I don't know. Put a pin in there. Put that in the bottom, which I always forget to do. But it's okay because it's cheap, thin stainless. I use a. Do you remember at school when you were in science and you had a Bunsen burner and you put the thing over the top? That's what I use. One of those. Means you can grill on it. You can put a piece of meat on it or something and cook on it that way, which is handy. Where's that knife? There it is. Nice slicey knife, this. Look them up. There's loads of videos on them. You don't need me banging on about it, showing you things that everybody else has said online, because no point. One feather stick. Snap it off. Nice little feather sticks. See if one of those will light. God, I've used this a lot. What is it? Just says fire steel. It's a bit damp. Let's find some tinder. Some of that paper that I was slicing on the last video. That might work. Let's try it.